What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be doing an is it actually a good car, and the victim today is who is it today? The McLaren 720S. Now, for the 3 people that watch our videos, I want to tell you I'm sorry we haven't been putting out long form videos for a while. I've just, look at me, I look rougher than sandpaper. Here's a video for you guys though. We're going to be talking about the McLaren 720S and if it's actually a good car or not. I'm assuming. So yeah, you already know the deal. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and boom boom. And yeah, let's get into it. The first thing we're going to talk about, as usual, is the engine. And the McLaren 720S comes with a 4-liter V8 twin-turbo engine that makes 710 horsepower, or 720 as they call it, 720. Even though it is a lie, because a lot of people dyno these things, and then it's like 780 and 790. And then some people say that stock on the dyno, this thing is putting out 800 horsepower. So we got to go with what's on the paper. Okay. All this is going to help it do 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds, which is definitely not bad. But let us move on to price. The McLaren 720S 2023 is going to set you back 310,000 US dollars. Yeah, 710K. $310,000. Brand new 2023. If you're going to get a 2023 one. But if you want to go out and get a used one, it's going to cost you in the high 200s, which is still pretty high. I'm not saying that the McLaren 720S is not worth it. It's a very, very fast car, especially in a straight line. I'm pretty sure it's cool around the track too, but it's very dominant when it comes to all the other supercars when it comes to straight lines. Other than its hefty price, let's take a look at what the car looks like and decide if it's worth all that money or not. Now, we all know that the McLaren 720S is an extremely good-looking car, okay? Look at the front of this car, look at the back of it, look at the whole thing in general. It's beautiful. I was a really big fan of the 720S until I saw the 765 LT, and then this is when I started to kind of prefer the back end of the 765 rather than the 720S, but it's all personal preference, and today's video is the 720S, so that's what we're going to talk about. The exterior of this car is definitely an 8 out of 10. If you don't want to have any panel gaps on your car, you've got to pay an extra. It is what it is. It's just, you know, the British and their BS, but nonetheless, the car looks really good. Now let us move on to the inside of the car. The interior of McLarens, for me, is not something that I really enjoy looking at, but I understand that it is a supercar. It is a performance car, so you're not getting in it for how pretty it is or how pretty the interior is. Those infotainment systems, the older ones, I don't feel them at all. They're terrible. They're slow, they're laggy. That's how it was when I was in a McLaren 570S. It felt weird. Maybe not the case for the 720S. The Alcantara is pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of the steering wheel, but it's not up to me. Is the interior as nice as a Lamborghini Huracan Evo? I'm not sure how much a Huracan Evo costs, but I don't know. I feel like McLaren is lacking a little when it comes to the interior, to be honest with you. It's still very nice, as you are seeing it right now. Pretty cool. But for me, I'm going to give the interior of this car a 6 out of 10. All right, moving on from all this to sound. Does it sound good? On paper, it should sound good. It's a 4-liter, it's V8. And everybody goes on about naturally aspirated cars would sound better than turbo cars. And I never understood or believed that until I saw the difference between the 458 and the 488. Not that the 488 sounds bad, but the difference between the two is definitely noticeable. So, this is what it sounds like. Moving on from sound, let us move on to something that we all know this car has an issue. Not even this car, this whole brand has an issue with: reliability. Yes. Is the McLaren 720S reliable? And no, it is not. I don't care what you say. I don't care if your friend has one that drives it once a year. Battery problems, engine issues, electrical stuff, transmission stuff. Doors won't open, keys won't start the car, seats are broken, the seats are coming off, AC's failing. I mean, it has all sorts of issues. And it's not like all reported by one person within 1,000 people. No, everybody has a different problem, so you will have a problem if you get a 720S. But what kind of problem? You don't really get to decide. It's all about luck. And that tells you that the car and the finishing and the finesse of the whole thing is just not, it's not it, you know. So, but again, if you have $310,000 to blow on a McLaren, listen, all these people could be lying, and they could be trying to ruin their reputation of McLaren. So it could be a reliable car. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm surprised when I see one driving that it's actually driving. And even when I'm watching Car Wow and you see them in a like drag racing and stuff, you're like, this thing is gonna launch twice and it's gonna keep working, and then it ends up working fine. And they don't really ever seem to complain about them having any issues. So if anything, they're fine. I was watching a video of the 720S doing a top speed run, and then he blew the engine. The guy blew the engine. Apparently it was a stock car, blah, blah, blah. Car had like not even 7,000 miles on it or something like that. So I don't know. Don't take my word for it, but you're obviously not going to take my word for it if you're buying a McLaren 720S, because I wouldn't take my word for it. Moving on from reliability to practicality. Is it a practical car? No, it's not practical. If you want a practical car, you're going to go get the McLaren GT, because they made that to be practical. Remember, you can fit a whole golf thing in the back of it. Golf clubs, golf bag, whatever they call it. So yeah, it's definitely not a practical car. Can you drive it around daily? I don't see why not, other than its reliability stuff. So yeah, this all brings us to a conclusion. Is the McLaren 720S a good car? And to be completely honest with you, it's because lately I've been obsessed with the 488 Pista. I don't care about anything else. But now, conclusion. Is the McLaren 720S a good car? Yeah. I mean, we've never had a car on this series that hasn't been a good car. And I'm not going to let that be the McLaren 720S, of course. The McLaren 720S is a good car. Could it be better? Yes. Could it be more reliable? Yes, but the power is perfect. The car looks good. The thing that really upsets me or pisses me off is that you gotta pay to have your no panel gaps or whatever. It's stupid. Whoever came up with this idea likes children. Anyways, 720S, a good car. It's just if you can keep it reliable and you can keep it running, then you've got yourself it's a pretty good car. So if you want to buy a McLaren 720S, based on my opinion and my very extensive research, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, I'll see you guys next video.